22 years old. Home soil. A stadium waiting for one moment. And then, Lutzl Tobogo delivered a relay split so fast that people immediately started comparing him to Usain Bolt. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right now. At the World Athletics Relays, Tebogo unleashed an anchor leg that turned a losing position into history. And when the unofficial split dropped, the entire sprint world stopped scrolling. 8.74 seconds. That number put him in one of the rarest clubs in track and field history. Before the race even started, the atmosphere felt different. Tebogo walked into the stadium in Botswana, and the crowd exploded. Not because he was famous, because he meant everything to them. This was the first major international championship ever held on Botswana soil. And the biggest star in the building was their Olympic champion. To understand the emotion in that stadium, you have to go back to the 2024 Paris Olympics. The men's 200-meter final. One of the deepest sprint fields ever assembled. Then the gun fired. Tebogo flew down the track and crossed the line in 19.46 seconds. A new African record. And more importantly, the first Olympic gold medal ever won by an athlete from Botswana. The country had waited generations for that moment. When he returned home, thousands packed this exact same stadium to celebrate him. So when Tebogo entered the World Relays, this was not just another athlete introduction. It felt like a national celebration. And day one of the World Athletics Relays was already producing chaos before Tebogo even touched the track. Team Jamaica shocked the world in the mixed 4x100 relay, running 39.99 seconds, the first sub-40 ever in the event. Then in the men's 4x400, Australia stunned defending world champions Botswana with a 2 minutes and 57.3 seconds performance. Although the clock splits during the race looked completely unrealistic, with several athletes somehow appearing to run under 43-second splits. Something clearly looked wrong with the timing system. But none of that mattered once the men's 4x100 arrived, because this was the race everyone came to see. Here is what made this moment even bigger. Tebogo almost never gets to run the 4x100 relay at major championships. Not because he is not elite, because Botswana usually has not had enough sprint depth to build a world-class relay squad. The last major relay Tebogo ran was back in 2022 at the African Championships. Botswana ran 39.32 seconds, respectable, but nowhere near medal level globally. At World Championships and Olympics, sub-38 is usually the minimum requirement just to compete with the best. So for 4 years, fans waited to see what Tebogo could really do in this event. And during those 4 years, he kept getting faster. Now finally, the opportunity arrived. Botswana lined up against the United States, the Netherlands, and several elite relay teams. Tebogo was placed on the anchor leg, the most dangerous position in sprint relays. When he received the baton, Botswana was in trouble. 4th place, a massive gap ahead of him. The race looked over. Then Tebogo hit another gear. Suddenly, he started pulling the field back, meter by meter, step by step. He reeled in the Netherlands. He started hunting down the United States. And somehow, from a position that looked impossible, he crossed the line in second. The stadium erupted, but the real shock came seconds later. The unofficial split time appeared. 8.74 seconds. According to biomechanical analysis from Athletics Analysis and NAT, Tebogo's anchor leg was clocked at 8.74. World Athletics had not yet released the official electronic splits, but the estimate immediately sent shockwaves through the sport. Because running under 8.9 on a relay split is already elite territory. Under 8.8, almost nobody in history has done that. To find faster anchor splits, you basically have to look at sprinting legends. Usain Bolt ran 8.65 at the 2015 World Relays. He ran 8.70 at the 2012 London Olympics, 8.71 in Moscow, 8.73 at the Penn Relays. And Asafa Powell famously split 8.68 in the Beijing Olympic final. That is the level Tebogo just entered. Not potential, not hype, actual historical company. And Botswana's final time made the moment even bigger. 37.96 seconds. A brand new national record. and the first sub-38 relay ever run by Botswana. But here is the scary part. They did it without their other sprint star, Colin Kebenang. Kebenang already owns the fastest 100-meter time in the world this year after running 9.89 at the Botswana National Championships. And he was not even on this relay team. If he joins the lineup for the final, Botswana could realistically drop another half-second. That suddenly changes everything. What makes Tebogo so dangerous right now is not just his speed. It is the combination. 3 weeks before this relay, he ran 44.37 in the 400 meters. His personal best is even faster, 44.29 from Pretoria in 2024. So now we are looking at a sprinter with Bolt-level relay speed and elite 400-meter endurance. That combination is almost unheard of. And the craziest part? Tebogo does not even act like a sprint superstar. In interviews, he looks calm, relaxed, almost quiet. Then he steps on the track and something changes. A switch flips. Suddenly, he becomes one of the most dangerous competitors in the world. After this relay, it feels like his ceiling just moved again. A faster 100, a faster 200, maybe even the first sub-44 400 of his career. Everything is lining up. And on home soil, in front of his people, Lutzl Tobogo just sent a message to every sprinter on Earth. The sprint era after Bolt may finally have its next global superstar. Now the attention shifts to the relay final. Can Botswana go even faster? Can Tebogo produce another historic split? And if Colin Kebenang joins the squad, how close can this team get to the world's best relay nations? Because this is no longer just a feel-good story. Botswana is becoming a real sprint power. And if Tebogo keeps progressing like this heading toward 2026 and eventually LA 2028, the sport could be entering a completely new era. One thing is already clear. After that 8.74 anchor leg, nobody in track and field is overlooking Lutzl Tobogo anymore.